What is everyone doing? Anything exciting? What's up, y'all? Judy M. Judy M. Comment. All right. So I thought we'd do a quick Q&A. We haven't done one on this channel, really. I've just been trying the vertical live stream. I don't do it that much on World According to Briggs anymore, so I thought, yeah, we could do it here. And a lot of you have questions. I've been getting a lot of emails, and yeah, some of them I will answer in videos, upcoming videos, but some of them I thought they're pretty easy. I could just jump on here and do them, okay? Let me get that ready. Okay. God, it's shaking. I hate that. I'm sorry, guys. How are you? Get to my questions, and then we'll see what everyone's got going on. Boom, boom, boom. How's the audio, by the way? I'm using a little mic right here and not like my normal setup, which is, this. Because I'm using my iPhone. Okay, questions. Ooh, I got 5, it looks like. Let's go to our first question of the night. Disney trivia toy. Oh, hey, Disney trivia and toys. I haven't seen you in a long time. Let's get to your question first. Okay, I have always wanted to do a Disney channel. I'm not sure what to do, like what side of Disney. I think when you say what side of Disney, you mean, do you want to talk about the parks? Do you want to talk about the movies? Do you want to talk about the merchandise? So, yeah, that's a tough one. There are a lot of channels that do Disney, but the only reason I would avoid Disney is because they're litigious. They send copyright things all the time. It's kind of a big deal. I know if you're one of the cosplay people and they see you doing it or something like that. I talked to one girl at a convention thing, and she said she's gotten a couple letters from them about not putting it in film and don't, do the character's voice. They're just weird. But if you're gonna do it, it depends on the kind of money you have. If you go to the parks, that's a really, really entertaining thing to do. I mean, look at the Disney Parks videos, and they get millions of views. And it's almost like a vlog at Disney Park. Now, if you do the historical toys and books they had, I think that's an underserved thing. And you have a lot of older people like myself on YouTube that would interest the hell out of them. One of my favorite books I own is from the 1960s. And I think my grandmother got it for me. But it shows pictures and it describes all the old rides of Disneyland. Because I grew up around Disneyland. I loved it. It was this magical place. And if I, retire with millions of dollars, I'm going to move back down to Southern California. And I'm going to get a part-time job at Disneyland. Because I've always wanted to see what's going on behind all those walls that you can't get behind. So yeah. It's a good thing to do. You just got to be careful of what you do. They're copyright. They're really crazy when it comes to suing people. So, I'd look at the nostalgia part of it myself. All right, let me catch up with some of your comments here. And again, if you're just joining us, I do apologize for the camera jumping up and down. You want to pick my brain, Michelle, please? But place. Wrong place to live. Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, send me an email on World According to Briggs if you already haven't. I know I've got like 8 or 9 that I got to get to. Suki just told me the other day I got a bunch of emails I got to respond to. So just email me, world2briggs@gmail.com. And I'll answer all your where to live questions. We need a vertical live stream in the game. And the gain destroyed the audio, okay? Please tell us about the mic you're using. We did a vertical live stream and the gain destroyed the audio. Oh, okay, so yeah, you might have had it too far up. I use the DJI Mic Mini, which comes in this little package thing. Got a detach or I'd show you the actual thing. But it comes with 2 of these little things, so in case you have a friend you want to interview, just do that. This can also be used as a power bank. I didn't know that. At least the other one was. I think this one too. But this one's very forgiving. There's not a lot of controls to it, and I've never had a problem with it. Rode has one too, but I like the DJI ones. They're easier. You have problems with the editing parts. Technically challenged 70. Okay, Red, this is all you gotta do, man. Watch videos on editing. And one of the easiest softwares, like I mentioned the other day, is Filmora or CapCut. They're ultra easy. I would look at those and you just really have to watch a handful of videos and you'll learn it. Trust me. Just watch some videos. They've got plenty of tutorials. You'll have it down in no time. I bet if you spent a half a day just watching, 5 or 6 videos on basics of Filmora or CapCut, you'll have it without a problem. Do faceless channels make as much money as others? It depends on what you're talking about. Now, I make good money. My CPM is pretty high. So, and it's because of what I'm talking about. If I started talking about something that's not terribly interesting, like, I don't know, gardening. Gardening's interesting, but there's not a lot of people advertising on gardening channels, right? So what I talk about that draws in a lot of good advertisers to YouTube. So I'm a sought after channel to be on, basically, is what it breaks down to. So it depends on what you're talking about, but faceless channels can work. I would stay away from the AI voice. I've heard rumors, and I think they're going to put a hammer down on them. What's going to kill those channels, the AI voiced ones, because a lot of people complain that they go to watch a video and it's that AI voice and it's horrible. Well, they might do what Facebook and I know someone else did it, like maybe it was Twitter, but you could click, don't show me any videos with AI voice or something like that. Now, YouTube's kind of leaning into AI, but I think it's becoming a problem because people are just throwing out low effort BS onto the platform. So YouTube's got to do something about them. But yeah, they can make some money as long as you were really on top of it. And it's something you got to keep going with. Because as soon as you don't upload, you'll fall behind. Okay, Judy M., do you have a recommendation on where I can learn how to make faceless videos? I think I know. Put face on it. So it's simple. You don't have to watch someone to know how to make them. If you know how to edit a video and you buy a microphone, you could just put, you're telling a story. So you could even use AI pictures, right? So you get not Da Vinci, what is it? Leonardo, which is an AI thing. They'll make tons of pictures with you. There's a guy, huge guy, he's been around on YouTube forever. He does this thing where he'll talk, and then to move the story along, he has pictures that he got from an AI program like, Journey or Leonardo. So, like, he'll talk about things that went on in the news. His name's Ray William Johnson. Look him up. And basically, he talks, this woman named Julie, and then he'll show some blonde woman, was driving her car someday, and she's in a car, and then they'll come back to him. So that's really easy to do, and I would suggest that, and I would not suggest using AI voice. I cannot stress that enough, because I think a lot of that is coming to a head, and I think if you get into it, your channel, I don't know if it's going to shut down or not, but I think some bad stuff's heading that way if you're using AI voice and stuff like that. I keep going back and forth on ideas and can't seem to settle on one. Yeah, that's where your research comes in. So if you've got a bunch of ideas, find out which one's going to make you money and make sure whatever you do decide on, it interests you. Because if you're talking about something that doesn't interest you, you will lose interest, and that will be it. And you wasted a whole bunch of time. And people will be able to sense that you don't really care about it. I mean, it's obvious, in my opinion, and people have told me that I am very passionate about learning about the United States and where to live and things like that. So, make sure you're passionate about it. And I don't care if you're into, Hot Wheels. You grew up on Hot Wheels and you like to collect them, you like to talk about them. If that's something you're interested in, make a channel out of it. Advice to find market research information. Like when you say market, you're talking the stock market, because I have no idea. I don't do that one. If you're talking about just getting resource or just getting stats and stuff like that, like I do, I just go to the source. Usually you have these companies that'll do a report, and they got their information from like the FBI's community crime report, or they go to the DHS or something like that, or there's always someone that has the information you're looking for. You just got to get on their website and find it, and it's usually pretty easy to find. So, but as far as market research, I don't know anything about that. Michelle Celeste, I have 2 ideas and not sure which to do. Going through my massive backlog of photos, videos. Yeah, there you go. Why not? Focus on small business and ingredients, like ingredients and markets. Yeah, that could be fun. I mean, that's another thing that I want you guys all to do, because if you're here, hopefully you're starting a channel, okay, and you're here for advice. One thing I will tell you right now, which I may have touched on in some of the earlier videos, but if you're going to start a channel and you want to end up making money out of it, like this is your future income, this is your future retirement money, you want to collect a couple of $500 every month for retirement, whatever your motivation is, if it's financial, make sure there's enough on that subject to make a bunch of videos. Like I think I said in the last video, when I first started, I was really just going to do top 10 lists about Portland. That was what was going on in my idea, or in my head. And of course, after about 5 or 6 videos, I realized I need to branch out because this is getting boring. So I started doing it about Oregon, then I did some about Washington, then I did some about California and Nevada, because I know all those states really well. And then I spent a lot of time in the South, so I switched over to that. And I really put off the Midwest because I've only stayed with the military in Kansas for a few months, and actually 3 times for about 3 months each, so different every year. So yeah. My shorts are limited to 15 seconds. Is that normal? No, up in the corner, that's how they start off. But up in the top corner, you're going to see number 15. If you click on it, it'll go to 60 seconds. Okay? So you can go all the way up to 6 seconds. Well, now you can actually go to 3 minutes. I haven't made one so that goes that high. Most of mine are under 60 seconds. So up in the top corner, at some point during the process of making your short or uploading it, you're going to see a 15 up in the top right corner as you're looking at your screen. And just touch it, and it'll change for you. I do it for you right now, but I don't have my tablet or anything like that. Damn it. Okay. Yeah. I'll do a video about it. Actually, I'm doing a video over this weekend that'll be up Monday about just the website and the community, or the studio page. Something you need to learn about, all the stats you need to look at. That's going to be a pretty long video, but it's going to have a lot of information, and I'll make sure I add that, okay? Hey Briggs, a few years ago you covered the worst upstate New York towns. You mentioned Watertown, New York. Alone, could you have gotten it? Oh. New York alone could have. Yeah, what's your thoughts? So Watertown, my son was stationed up there at Fort Drum. That town, if it wasn't for the military base, it wouldn't exist, is my opinion. What is your source for research? Everything. I look at anything. If I'm looking for real estate prices, I go to Zillow or Redfin, or I go to one of the government agencies like Freddie Mac or something. They all have all kinds of stats I'm looking for. housing and urban development. Niche channel visiting graves of famous people. I do think there's a market for that. I really do. It's not really the grave, but it's the person, okay? So you really got to push that person and you got to have some information about them. That's going to be what they're going to be interested in. But the gravesite thing is a nice little twist. And I promise you, if you do 6 months worth of videos, at least one a week, something like that, you will be well on your way. You'll be monetized probably by 3 months. But I think that's a great niche. Just, that could be a faceless channel too. So that could be a really good idea. That's a solid idea. You made a YouTube video channel mixing job hunting video games and video games into one. I did. Love your videos and help me make change. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Dylan. Dylan Digital, I like that. Dylan Digital. Is it Dylan or Dylan? You spelt it weird, or it's spelt weird. How do you feel about flight attendants? How do you feel about flight attendants that create YouTube channels? I think that is a great idea. I have one friend that's a flight attendant, and actually I have 3 or 4, but she always has great stories about it. I sat on it was a comedy gig, and I sat down next to 2 flight attendants who were flying back east also, and they were telling me stories that were hysterical, and it was great. They have such great stories. So yeah, nowadays those stories are out in the open a lot of times because there's a video about everything. Now, I've always thought breakdown videos are a great idea, especially if you have some information like a flight attendant. You could break down some of the videos that you find online of, things going on airplanes and talk about what, airlines are supposed to do with this, what kind of trouble can this person be in, just any information you can on what's going on in that thing would be really interesting. Yeah, I have a couple more coming up, but with the holidays, things got busy and now things are slowing down. So I'll be able to do that. During the holidays, I got sick. And then, I don't know, if you're new to this channel, I had a stroke back in October, I believe. So that's slowed down a lot of things I do. But I'm feeling a lot better now. So hopefully we'll get back on that pretty soon. But yeah, if you guys haven't seen Finding America, I sit down like a podcast and I just tell stories from my travels, people I've met, because I'm one of those people where I sit down and talk to people, anyone. You see me someplace, I'll sit down and ask about your life story. And for some reason, people always share it with me, which I find entertaining. There's one graveyard I want to go. It's like a mission I'm on. So I told this on the other channel. So if you're from the other channel, you may have heard this before. But when I was at Fort Ord, which is the 7th Infantry Division back in the 80s and 90s, everything was named Hanson. Hanson this, Hanson that, Hanson Theater, Hanson Range. Just everything was Hanson. So I never knew what it was. Just always remembered everything was called Hanson. So I just assumed it was one of the generals. So one day, when the internet was around and I decided to research who was Hanson, right, from Fort Ord, I found out this guy won the Medal of Honor and he was just a private. And his story is impressive. And I have always wanted to go to his grave, which is in Mississippi, right down by the Gulf Coast. And I want to clean his grave because it doesn't look, someone took a picture of it. And this was 5 years ago, and it didn't look like anyone cleaned it in like 20. So yeah. Official Imperial Business. Hi, Briggs. I like royalty-free clips along with my own footage. Any websites you recommend for royalty-free footage? So they got Pexel and stuff like that. Those are free, but they try and always get you to go over to iStock. Basically, those are kind of the... how a drug dealer, hey, this one's for free, but if you want something really wild, go on over to iStock. That's what their websites are all about. So you can get a lot of free stuff there. Wikipedia is a good source for it. If you want to pay some money, Envato is really good. They have story blocks too. Storyblocks, something happened about a year ago where if I typed in a city before, like Detroit, they would have exactly what I was looking for. Right there, you know, and if they didn't have it, they tell you, oh, we don't have anything about Detroit. Okay. Well, now, without warning, they just throw up things that they think might match what you're looking for. Okay. So if you're not careful and you don't know the city really well, or let's say they just showed an abandoned building, then come to find out you put it up and some guy goes, dude, that's from Cleveland. So they did something weird with their algorithm and their search engine. So I like Envato a lot better right now. Does everyone in Portland wear Nike? Most of us do. Well, most of us know someone that works at Nike, so you always get like passes to go to the employee store, or you get discounts. So you end up owning a lot of stuff. Now, before I worked for Nike, I always wore Nike because I have a friend. She's like getting close to 30 years at Nike, and she's a bigwig over there. So she's always gotten me stuff. I've known her since I was 14. So yeah, we've known each other a while. You know someone so long, they suddenly become a relative almost. That's Mary. We're doing it with Briggs. There you go. I have a friend who's a stand-up comedian, and when I first did this channel, it made me think about him. His name's Adrian Coldsbury. I think he went to like an Ivy League school or something like that, but very smart guy. Well, he's a stand-up comedian. He wrote a book that you could find right now on Amazon. It is titled How to Make Love to Adrian Coldsbury by Adrian Coldsbury. the book is great. It's funny, but still. Great help. I'm glad I could help, Walter. All right, I'm running into a bunch of things. I'm missing some of these. I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I had a stroke. That was fun. I was thinking about covering. But you know what the doctor thinks? I had something going on, but I only sleep, and I always have since I was probably 12. I only sleep like 4 hours a night. That's it. If I sleep 5 hours, I'm sick. If I sleep 8 hours, I've got pneumonia or something like that. So the doctor just said, you can't work 16 hours anymore, and you got to get some more sleep. So yeah, and since then I've been feeling a lot better. So all right, let's get here. I was in 22 come out. Okay, switch 2. There you go. Switch 2. I was. It was this week video, but switch 2. Oh yeah, there you go. I really enjoy America. Okay, good, thank you. Okay, everyone seemed to like Finding America. Absolutely. I'm filled with kind words. Is Nike in LA or Portland? The headquarters is here, and a lot of their manufacturing is in the suburb that I live in called Beaverton. I'm barely in the suburb. I'm really up on this hill above Beaverton. Actually, I think Beaverton is across the street from me, but everyone from the Beaverton Police Department come here and all that. So if there's a problem, but yeah, they're in Beaverton, and a lot of people work there. So someone said something about Stalkers early on, and I was going to answer that. Who invented liquids? Actually, Hillsborough. Okay, gotcha. I'm sorry, I missed something, Michelle. Celeste, all my neighbors are either. Okay, so you're in Hillsborough. I see what you're saying. Okay, good. Gotcha. Okay, so let me get to another one of the questions that people asked. Howard Monkey Joe asked, what are some good ideas for a channel that not a lot of people are doing, but is not too difficult to do? Solid question. And I have some thoughts on this one. So there's different things. There's a whole bunch, but some of the ones that I've always thought were really good, walking tours of cities. Just walk around the city, and then I don't know if you were old enough to remember VH1. VH1 had a program called Pop-Up Video. So they would play a video, let's say it was from Rush or Duran Duran or someone like that. Well, as the video's playing, they'd pop up little facts, boop, and they'd play a little pop noise, boop. Sometimes you'll see me use that pop noise, and that's where I got the idea for it. But boop, little facts about the video and the band and things like that. So I've always thought something like that, teach someone about the city. I've wanted to do some myself, but I never get around to doing them. But I think I'm going to someday. and just start putting them up on World According to Briggs. But that is a great option. That's one I think is a really good idea. The other one that I think would be really hysterical if you're a good talker and you're funny about things, this is good for a comedian. City council meetings. They upload them onto YouTube all the time, and I believe, don't quote me on this, do your own research, but I believe they're public domain because it's a city event. And you could actually react to them because some of them are hysterical, and these people are just weird. Um, I thought that would be a good channel. I don't think anyone's ever done that one. That could be good. And all your resources are right there. So, um, one other one that's really easy to do, and that's Costco. Type in Costco to YouTube. Look at all the people that go to Costco and do videos about savings they made and all this. And, and if you're using coupons, that is a big, big genre on YouTube that not many people know about. So yeah, there's a lot of them. One of these days I'll do a video and I'll list some great ideas I think are great. They'll be in my opinion, and I'll tell you why they're my opinion when we do that video. All right, let me see if I missed anyone else here. Sorry about the shaky camera. We'll rectify that next time we do one of these. Good evening. All right, let's take one more since... Oh, here it is. Here's the one about the stalkers. How do you stay safe, like stalker, doxing, etc.? How does YouTube interact with you and newbies channel? How much human? Here, let's deal with the first one. So, as far as staying safe and stalkers and doxing, I mean, you got to deal with it when it happens. If you end up on my property, I promise you, it'll be a bad idea. If you come to my door, you're probably gonna get some, snarky remark, because I mean, I love all the people that watch my channel, don't get me wrong, but coming to my door to talk to me isn't good. I have some people that I've found out were like trying to find information on me and stuff like that. I have friends. I was in the military for a long time, so I have friends that do weird things, and I get information. How much human contact do you get from them? What is the business relationship with them? Okay. How does YouTube interact with you at your level? Okay, so the first thing they do is they give me a rep. So I have a rep. I don't know how many she has, but she deals with some of us, right? I doubt she has more than 20. But so if I have a problem, I just text her or call her. And every 6 months or a year, they give you a new rep. I've had this one for a while. She's the best one I've ever had. So they give you a rep once you get to a certain level. And then, any problem you have, they'll deal with it or explain it to you, something like that. Before that, once you get like over 1,000 subscribers or something like that, you get to be able to contact creator support, which is a chat thing, which they can help you with just about anything. And so, yeah, there's that. And with newbies, yeah, you got to get to about 1,000 subscribers, I think. I could be wrong on that. Check into that. Just type in creator support and find out the criteria for that. How much human contact do you have from them? What's business relationship with them? Business relationship is I follow their rules and they pay me. Top ways you've been successful content creator ruin their business. Top ways to ruin their business. 1, do something extremely controversial that's against the community guidelines. Community guidelines, read them. They're very important. You break the rules, you do something weird, they're going to get rid of you. Now, they also nerf a lot of things that are skirting the thing. Now, I'll give you an idea. I think it was called Elmo Gate or something like that. So there was these channels years ago that were adults dressing up like cartoon characters. Spider-Man, what's the little girl, the female from Mario Kart? That's one I saw when this was all a problem. And, the dress up like the Frozen girls, and they would just do these wrestling around on a bed thing, like Spider-Man attacked her, and they're wrestling on the bed. So what was going on there. They weren't acting something out for kids. Well, since YouTube tries to promote kids stuff, the algorithm was picking up, Frozen princess and Spider-Man and Mario. Boom! It goes up and it shows to everyone. All these kids are like, wow, look at that. And the parents are all, hold on a second. So they eventually made it so you can't do that stuff. And if they find you doing it now, you're gone. And they deleted a lot of accounts because of that. So you got to follow the rules. Copyright stuff is usually what I've seen a lot of people get in trouble for. If you get a strike using someone else's stuff without their permission, using music without their permission, anything like that, they're going to give you a strike. And if you get 3 strikes in a certain amount of time, your channel's gone forever. So if you get 1 strike, they send you a warning. If you get your 2nd strike, I think it's what you should read up on because they change it. It's like you can't upload videos anymore, or you can't do live streams for like 30 days. So they put you in a little purgatory thing. And then after that, they eventually, if you get your 3rd strike, it's just over. You could appeal it. Sometimes people do get their channels back, but a lot of times they're all, no, you're done. Don't let your computer run all day watching your videos over and over and over, okay? Don't do that. That was a thing people did a long time ago. Now the algorithm's picking it up and they send you a warning. If they keep seeing it, you're done. So yeah. Go down here a little bit. So in my, I'm always researching YouTube and just different things in the creator economy. I found a really interesting video, OnlyFans, the girls get on there, but a lot of comedians do it too, and chefs do it a lot too. Well, a lot of the problem with that is the same problems here on YouTube. If you're not consistent, their algorithm's not going to push you. And I was watching how all these girls that get on there, they're all, you've got to be famous to get it. And then you find out, no, you just have to be consistent. That's what algorithms want. OnlyFans, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, that's all they want. Be consistent and be good. So get better at what you're doing and be consistent, and you will find an audience. That's all there is to it. What's a good software for figuring out storyboards? I don't use them. I use Google Docs, and I just write it out. And you see, I'm a comedian, and I was for a long time, so I get the idea what I'm going to talk about, and then I just start talking about it. So I have notes sometimes, like on the side of over here, and you see me glancing. I'm just looking at my notes. When I was a stand-up comedian, each one of my jokes would be a series. Like, let's say it's a section. So I'd have like 3 or 4 chapters. Well, chapter is girlfriend joke, and then I'd write 3 little lines on my hand to remember, and then the other one. And, whatever 2 or 3 chapters I was talking about were on my hands. So you'd see me with the mic like this, and I move my hand like that, scratch, look. People never wiser. So, yeah, I don't do storyboards. I just kind of know what I'm talking about, and I just go with it. Chico, California. Hey, Jay House. My niece goes to Chico. My other niece, I was up there, a year ago, 2 years ago, for her graduation. Went to a college kids party. I did a cake stand. Never did one before. They didn't do that when I was a kid. All right, everyone. So I'll tell you what. I'm going to do this about 5 more minutes, and I'm out of here because I got a couple more questions to do it. Yeah, Jack, it's not that I have a big brain. I just have learned over time that you sound more authentic if you're not reading a script. I mean, some people can read a script perfectly. I just read what I'm talking about, get to know whatever it is I am talking about, and I just go with it. And I think because I'm not really a studious guy. I mean, I'm horrible at math, and since my stroke, I can't do math. It's really weird. I could read the math, but if you start asking me to do ratios and stuff like that, you have to call my son. He does it for me. The stroke screwed up my math. It's weird. Anyway, can you recommend getting an LLC? Yeah, when you start collecting paychecks from YouTube, I would suggest getting an LLC. If you're getting over $500 a month, you definitely need an LLC. I have one. I've had one since I was making like $5,000 a month. Let me see. I had a couple more here. My difficulties. Okay, here's one from Homefront Forge. My difficulty is the technical end of things. For example, I'm unable to make community posts. My shorts are limited to 15 seconds. I've tried 3 times to load 23-second videos. Unsuccessful. I'm assuming I'm doing something wrong. Yeah, I think we discussed that earlier. Click up on the top right corner. You'll see 15. Click on it and it'll change to 60. Maybe if you click on it again, it might go to the 3-minute one. I haven't gone that far, so that was a good one. That was a good question, though. Yeah, keep watching this channel. If you're a novice, that's what this channel is for. If you're a complete novice, I'm sure if you've been a novice, what? If you're a complete novice, this is going to help you. And if you're, a little bit into it, it might help you too, because I learn new stuff every single day. But if you keep watching this channel, I'm going to explain everything. We're going to start getting into the website over the next 2 weeks and how to actually do things like that. So you'll learn a lot in the next 2 weeks if you're having technical difficulties just uploading or creating, okay? God, I keep hitting the desk. Okay, here's the last question I got on this thing here. Let me refresh that, make sure I didn't get another one. Yeah, that's the last one I have here. So this one's from Who's El Guapo. I've always loved the name of that channel. How's your wife's channel doing? Well, that's a good question. So in case you guys don't know, my wife has a cookie channel. She decorates cookies. We're going to a cookie convention in March in Reno. So yeah, I got someone to come stay with the pig and all that stuff. Yeah, so that should be entertaining. But my wife has a cookie channel, and I always tell you, if you listen to me, you'll start making money. Well, she's getting close, but she hasn't taken my advice ever on making long-form videos. She just does shorts. And I think it's because she enjoys it more than anything, but I think she'd also like to make her own money on YouTube. So in the next couple weeks, I'm forcing her to do long-form. So it's fun. It's definitely something she likes, but it hasn't taken off yet. I think once she starts doing some long-form videos or some vertical live streams like this, she'll get some subscribers, or she'll get the hours or the shorts views she needs. God, I'm losing my language, guys. All right, I'm going to call this one an evening. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. I think I'll probably do one again next Thursday. So have your questions ready. And just like today, I'll put up in the community post, do you have any questions? Ask them here. Then I don't have to scroll through them. I'll be ready to answer your questions. I appreciate you guys hanging out tonight. You have a great night. Be nice to each other.